Beat stress after 60. The peaceful senior way. When people talk about stress, they often picture fast-paced jobs, raising kids, or chasing deadlines. But no one really talks about the quiet stress that comes after all that. The kind that shows up when the house gets too quiet. Bullejodes. When the body slows down, but the mind keeps running. When days stretch long and still, and you wonder what to do with the thoughts that linger. This kind of stress doesn't come with alarms or loud warnings. The bun, what's wrong? It shows up like a soft ache in the chest. What's wrong? A restlessness in the late afternoon. A weight you carry quietly, even when everything seems fine. That's the kind of stress Harold, 75, was living with. Mom. He had retired, his kids were grown, he was safe, comfortable, and alone. But something inside him felt unsettled. He tried puzzles, he tried walking, he even tried meditation apps. But nothing worked, until he discovered something simple, old-fashioned, and surprisingly powerful. In today's video, we'll share Harold's story and explore 3 peaceful ways that seniors are finding relief from emotional stress. No therapy, no medication. Just calm, natural practices that speak to the heart. Welcome to Elderly Wisdom Secrets, where every breath matters, every day has meaning, and the quiet path often leads to the deepest healing. Many people think that retirement means the end of stress. But for millions of seniors, that's far from true. Because when the busyness fades, something else can take its place. Emptiness. There are no more deadlines, no meetings, no school pickups. And while that sounds like freedom, it can also feel like floating. Without purpose, the mind starts looking backward. Without routine, small worries grow larger. And without people around, silence can sometimes feel too loud. That was Harold's reality. He had all the things society calls peace: quiet, safety, time. But peace is not the absence of noise. It's the presence of meaning, and meaning doesn't always arrive on its own. Sometimes, you have to create it, gently, one breath at a time. Researchers at the University of Michigan found that seniors who engaged in slow, sensory routines like breathing exercises, nature observation, and mindful movement experienced a 30 to 50% reduction in self-reported stress within weeks. Not because the problems disappeared, but because their relationship to those problems changed. Harold didn't find peace in trying to block out stress. He found it when he stopped resisting it, when he began to sit with it, walk with it, breathe with it. And in doing so, he learned what we all eventually must. That stress, especially in older age, isn't something to fight. It's something to listen to. It has something to teach us. And so the question becomes, how can we gently respond to that inner weight without rushing, without numbing, without avoiding? In the next section, we'll share 3 quiet practices that have helped many seniors, including Harold, return to a deeper kind of calm. But first, let me ask, have you ever found calm in an unexpected place? Kalaf. Histon satu miss quiet moment, a memory, a walk. Kalaf. Kalam quiet blask. Share it with us. You might be surprised how much it means to someone else. Kalam quiet blask. Let's return to Harold, 75 years old, newly retired, and quietly overwhelmed. He didn't know what to call the feeling at first. It wasn't panic. It wasn't depression. It was more like a steady hum of tension running through his days. Then one afternoon, during a walk by a neighborhood pond, something shifted. Then Dahayata. A duck glided past. The wind brushed the water, and Harold simply stopped. He stood there, still, for several minutes. No music, no phone, no plan, just breath. Just sky. Just space. Later, he said. It was the first moment, in months, that I wasn't trying to be anywhere else. That moment became the seed for what he now calls his quiet practice. Here are the 3 things he started doing. Small changes with big impact. 1. The 5-minute sit, stillness before sunrise. Every morning before the phone rings, before coffee brews, Harold sits on his porch. 5 minutes. No distractions. Eyes open, heart soft. He focuses only on the breeze on his face, the sound of birds, or the color of the sky. It's not meditation in the traditional sense. It's presence. Simple, open, real. Why it works. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Mental Health found that even brief periods of mindful stillness can lower cortisol, the primary stress hormone, and increase clarity in older adults. Try this. Sit by a window or outside. No goal. Just sit, let your senses speak, and let your thoughts pass like clouds. 2. The one slow task ritual. Each afternoon, Harold picks one activity to do slowly, deliberately. Not perfectly, not efficiently. Just slowly. Sometimes it's polishing a pair of old shoes. Picks walling. Sometimes folding towels. Picks walling. Keep each activity lines. People hoover cogs. Sometimes slicing fruit with care. Picks walling, he gives the task his full attention. Picks walling, befteleda. Naprach. Averprach shaded. Picks walling. One movement at a time. One breath at a time. Why it works. Doing something physical, rhythmic, and intentional calms the nervous system. It reminds the body that we are safe, and reminds the mind that we are here. Try this. Pick one simple thing. Sweeping, washing, organizing, and do it without rush. Not to finish, but to feel. 3. The evening exhale journal. Before bed, Harold opens a notebook. Mimicking Ashen, he doesn't write long pages, just 3 lines. One thing he's grateful for. One thought he wants to let go. One thing he's looking forward to tomorrow. He told us, "It clears my mind before sleep. It gives me closure, without needing perfection." Why it works. Writing reduces stress by organizing thoughts, and gratitude, even in small doses, has been linked to improved sleep and emotional resilience in seniors. Try this. Keep a notepad by your bed. Even a few words can shift the way you close the day. These 3 practices, quiet sitting, one slow task, and evening journaling, aren't about doing more. They're about doing less, with more presence. Harold didn't erase stress. He simply learned to meet it differently. Vero. Usa hasn't pero vero. Hero vero. With enough kindness to remind himself that peace isn't out there. Hero vero. It begins right where he is. Way sucks, and sucks, vero. Mun sucks, hero vero. Chalatitasis. Luchen katzen sucks. And the same is true for you. You might be thinking, I'd love to try those things, but I live alone, or my body's not what it used to be. I can't walk far, I can't sit on a porch. But here's the truth. Calm doesn't depend on where you are. It depends on how you show up in the moment you're in. Peace can live in the corner of your room, in the quiet space between breaths, in the way you gently fold a blanket or sip your tea. For those who live alone or who stay indoors most of the day, here are a few gentle adaptations you can try. Sit by a window, even just for 2 minutes, and notice the light. Light a candle in the evening, not for scent, but for stillness. Play soft instrumental music during your slow task, and let it guide your pace. Speak out loud to yourself when writing in your journal. Sometimes, hearing your own voice brings surprising comfort. A study from the American Psychological Association found that solitary sensory rituals, especially when paired with gentle sound, movement, or writing, can help older adults feel grounded, emotionally stable, and connected, even in solitude. And perhaps most beautifully, these small rituals are not just healing, they are reminders. They are reminders that you are still in relationship with life, that each day, no matter how quiet, is still yours to shape. Mea. So the next time stress visits, don't fight it. Invite it to sit down, bear bali. Khemzea. Meas. Khemzeali. Invite it to sit down, bear bali. Khemmeas. Mer Baali. Then show it what stillness looks like. Baalias. Harold didn't need a new lifestyle. He didn't need a prescription, or a diagnosis, or a solution that promised to erase every worry. What he found instead was something far more powerful. He found the quiet strength of slowing down. He found that presence, not distraction, was the answer to his stress. And maybe that's the secret we forget. That we don't need to outrun discomfort. We just need to meet it gently, like an old friend, and give it a seat beside us without judgment. If you've ever felt the kind of stress that doesn't shout but lingers, know this: you are not alone. And you don't have to fix anything to feel peace. You only need to return to yourself. Leave a comment and share. What brings you calm these days? A walk? A quiet corner? A habit you've carried from youth? Your words might be a gift to someone else who needs to hear them tonight. Mayan. If this video helped you pause, reflect, or exhale, consider sharing it. Sometimes, the smallest message can soften the biggest burdens. And if you'd like to walk with us on this journey, subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Secrets. Here, we believe every year brings new insight, every story, a quiet truth, and every viewer, a chance to begin again. In the next video, we'll uncover a simple dish that helped a 90-year-old grandmother keep her family healthy during hard times. A recipe passed down through generations, not just to feed the body, but to nourish the heart. It's called 90-Year-Old's Family Recipe, simple, strong, and full of love. Until then, may your thoughts soften. May your body rest, and may you always remember, you are enough. Just as you are, even now. Especially now.